So the relativists and the postmodernists who came after them, which I think is a more modern version of relativism, they strongly criticise that there is one objective worldview. I mean, the postmodernists talk about there are narratives, but there is no meta-narrative. There's no God's eye view from which we can look down upon the separate worldviews and judge this worldview to be objectively right. And that has parallels in what's called the Strong program in sociology, SSK, because they argued, and in line with the postmodernists, the Strong program theorists in sociology argue that the dominance over time of one scientific theory, for example, the way Einsteinian mechanics overthrew Newtonian mechanics, it wasn't to do with the objective truth of Einsteinian mechanics, it's to do with the power plays. It's to do with the power relationships between the different scientific communities and the rhetorical devices they bring to bear to get Newtonians over to the side of the Einsteinians. I think that view is fundamentally mistaken because I think that some theories can be shown to be objectively true, and that's because we can bring to bear certain independent evidence, impartial, objective evidence, bring to bear for one view that also counts against an opposing view. Also, the relativists and the postmodernists, I think, have got a fundamental problem because they're putting forward their own meta-narrative. Their meta-narrative is that there is no meta-narrative. Their meta-narrative is that there is no objective truth. Okay, if you're saying there is no objective truth, is that statement of yours, is it objectively true, or is it only your subjective or relative opinion? If you're saying, oh, it's just my subjective, subjective or relative opinion, if that's the case, then why should we bother listening to what you have to say? I might as well go and listen to John over there, who's got his own subjective or relative opinion. What makes your subjective relative opinion worth listening to? If you say that your relativist postmodernist thesis is objectively true, then okay, if you know that's objectively true, how do you know relativism or postmodernism is objectively true? What are the principles you use to find that out? Okay, now that you've told me, if you can tell me what those principles are, why can't we use those same principles to find out whether that scientific theory is objectively true or not? So I think relativism and postmodernism in stating the theories is self-defeating.